Hi, good day. I'm Trisha Balingit and we're gonna talk about the strategy and structure of international business. A plan of action that channels an organization resource so that it can effectively differentiate itself from competitors and accomplish unique and viable goal, and that is the role of strategy in international business. The importance of international strategy. In marketing and strategy, the market of operation is very crucial parameter. So for many seeking international foothold, framing an international strategy assumes a very crucial role. Depending on upon the business strategy is decided, companies either become aggressive exporters and start exploring goods or open their business units in the market they want to capture. We have three strategic objectives. The first one is efficiency. This refers to the lowering the cost of the firm's operations and activities on a global scale. Second, flexibility. This needs to happen in order to manage and a diverse country risk and opportunities. And the last one is learning. They need to learn from international exposure and exploit learning on the worldwide basis. Three major types of international strategies. 1. Global strategy. This strategy is used by companies which keep the same product or the same service across the multiple markets. Example, Apple and Samsung. Smartphones are sold globally around the features and specifications of the phones are the same as the product is sold worldwide. 2. Global strategy or transnational. This strategy is similar to the global but adds the local flavor to it. In this strategy, your core offering remains similar to your global markets but add more features and products as per local demands and preferences. For example, KFC and McDonald's are global brands which have restaurants across the world. As part of its international strategy, the company has localized menu, food products, etc., which is best suited for the people of that country. Number 3. Multi-domestic. In multi-domestic strategy, the companies offer different or similar products or services across different markets to exactly match the consumer and the local preferences. For example, an apparel company selling clothes in multiple countries which vary the product in line based on a climate and customs. They might be selling jacket, overcoats, mufflers in the market where the general climate is cold weather, whereas they might be selling t-shirts in the market where there is a warmer climate.
My name is Eliza, and today I will be reviewing topics about the organization of international business. Organizational architecture is defined as the totality of a firm's organization. It includes organizational structure, which is determined by the formal division into subunits, the location decision-making, and the coordination of activities of subunits. Control system, which are the metrics used to measure the performance of subunits and make judgments about how well monitors are running those subunits. Incentives, which are the devices used to reward appropriate managerial behavior. Processes, which are the manner in which decisions are made and work is performed within the organization. Organizational culture, which are the norms and values shared by employees. And people, who are the employees of the organization. The strategy used to recruit, compensate, and retain those individuals and the type of people that they are in terms of their skills, values, and orientation. Organizational structure is divided into three dimensions. First, Vertical differentiation, which is the centralization and decentralization of decision-making responsibilities. Second, horizontal differentiation, which is the division of the firms into subunits. And third, integrating mechanisms, which are mechanisms for achieving coordination between subunits within the organization. Vertical differentiation is divided into two categories: centralized decision-making and decentralized decision-making. Centralized decision-making facilitates coordination, allows managers to bring about organizational change, ensures decisions correlate with the organization's goals, and avoids duplication of activities. Whereas, decentralized decision-making increases control, relieves the burden of centralized decision-making, allows for greater flexibility, motivates individuals, and results in better decisions. As we mentioned earlier, horizontal differentiation refers to how firms are divided into subunits. Most firms begin with no formal structure, but as they grow, they follow the functional structure, which is when an organization is split into functions reflecting the firm's value creation activities. As you can see in the figure, the functions are controlled by the top management. In the future, firms may want to switch to the product division structure, which is when each division is responsible for a distinct product line. In the structure, headquarters remain in control of the strategic direction of the organization and other financial activities of each division. When firms expand internationally, they often move all of their international activities into international divisions, just like in the figure. Over time, utilizing the structure, manufacturing may be moved to markets abroad. Firms with either a functional or divisional structure domestically would have the same structure in the foreign markets. In either scenario, there would be potential managing and coordination problems between domestic and foreign operations. Firms that continue to expand could possibly move towards a worldwide product divisional structure. The structure is adopted by firms that are reasonably diversified and originally had domestic structures based on product divisions. It allows for global coordination of value of each product division. It does not allow for local responsiveness, and it facilitates the transfer of core competencies. It also helps with visibility of location and experience curve economics. As firms continue to expand, they could also shift towards a worldwide area structure. This structure is favored by firms with a low degree of diversification and a domestic structure based on function. It facilitates local responsiveness and it's consistent with localization strategy. It divides the world into autonomous geographic areas, decentralizes operational authority, and could possibly result in fragmentation of the organization. Last but not the least is the topic of the relationship between strategy and organizational architecture. Firms that utilize the localization strategy have low performance ambiguity and control cost and don't have a high need for mechanism integration. The worldwide area structure is commonly used here. Firms that utilize the international strategy create value by transferring core competencies from domestic to foreign subsidiaries. They have a moderate need for control and mechanism integration, and low performance ambiguity and control costs. Here, the worldwide product division structure is often used. Firms that use the global standardization strategy focus on realization of location and experience curve economies. The worldwide product division structure is often used here. Firms that use the transnational strategy focus on attaining location and experience curve economies, local responsiveness, and global learning. Matrix structures are commonly seen here. Both of these encourage a strong organizational culture.
Hi, I'm Sharatoko and I will be discussing entry strategy and in timing of entry. Once attractive markets are identified, the firm must consider the timing of entry. Entry is early when the firms enter a foreign market before other foreign firms. And also, entry is a late when the firms enter the market after firms have already established themselves in the market. Scale of entry and a strategic commitment. After choosing which market to enter and timing of entry, firms need to decide on the scale of the market entry. Entering a foreign market on a significant scale in major strategic commitment that change the competitive playing field. Firms that enter a market on significant scale make a strategic commitment to the market. The decision has long-term impact and is difficult to reverse. In small-scale entry has the advantage of allowing a firm to learn about a foreign market while simultaneously limiting the firm exposure to the market. To summary of what all I discussed, there are no right decision when deciding which market to enter, and the timing and scale of entry just decisions that are associated with different levels of risk.
This is Irene. I'm going to report about the strategic alliance. So let's begin first with the meaning of it. So a strategic alliance is an arrangement between two companies to undertake its mutually beneficial project while it retains its independence. And a company may enter into a strategic alliance to expand into a new market. And also to improve its product line or to develop an edge over a competitor. So the arrangement allows two businesses to work toward a common goal that will benefit it. And the relation may be like formal or informal. So let's move to the importance of a strategic alliance. So a strategic alliance enables small small firms to maintain or increase their competitive advantages in a variety of ways. So companies can pool their limited resources such as capital, personnel, and information technology infrastructure. And also, we can include the means of production. And they can obtain more competitive purchase and supply pricing. That is the importance of a strategic alliance. There are two types of strategic alliance. The first one is joint venture. So the meaning of joint venture is a child company of two parent companies. It's maintained by sharing resources and equity with a binding agreement. So whether it's for a specific purpose or ongoing strategy. And a joint venture has a clear objective and profits are split between two companies. Right? And the second one is equity strategic alliance. So an equity strategic alliance occurs when one company purchases equity in another business, and it is called partial acquisition. Or each business purchases equity in each other, and it is known as cross-equity transactions. Right, so an example of an equity strategic alliance is Tesla's relationship with Panasonic. So the relationship began with a $30 million investment from Panasonic to accelerate battery technology for electric vehicles, and grew to include building a lithium-ion battery plant in Nevada. Let's move to the last type of strategic alliance. So it is called non-equity strategic alliance. And in a non-equity strategic alliance, organizations create an agreement to share resources, often without creating a separate entity or sharing equity. So non-equity alliance are often more loose and informal than a partnership involving equity. And this make up the vast majority of business alliances. So each of these types of alliances is selected based on the scopes and needs of the goal. Just like choosing partnership organizations, this is like a mission critical. So selecting the right type of partnership can mean the success or failure of a project.